it was a story about Israel Keys or whatever his name was, Isaiah Keys. Creepy, dude. They said he's like the worst kind of murderer because he
when did this happen?
Sarah would know the murderer.
Dude, if you haven't heard of it, like it blows my mind because I guess he was like a big time. I don't know. There's a bunch of podcasts on him.
Okay.
But I don't know the time frame.
Is he a serial killer?
Yes.
What did you say? Oh, okay.
What was his thing?
Yeah, what did
His
he do?
thing was no rhyme or reason.
Oh.
He just, anybody that was vulnerable, rape and kill.
Oh, God.
I'm like, yeah.
What a jerk.
Was it in California?
It was all over. So he traveled for work. This is what was creepy about him. So he'd travel for work, and everywhere he'd go, he'd make a kill bucket. He'd go to Home Depot or Lowe's, fill this bucket full of whatever he needed to kill people with, and bury it. And then as he would come back to those locations for work, he would go dig up his kill bucket and look for the first person to murder.
What?
The hell?
Yeah, dude.
Was he like a truck driver then?
Dude, no, I think he just owned his own like company. I don't even know what he did.
What were the things that he bought at Home Depot?
Dude, I have no idea. Probably like ropes and freaking
zip ties,
hammers. I don't know, man.
Murder weapons.
We were at Walmart the other day, and you saw a guy buying like duct tape and ropes, and you were talking to me about how freaked out you were by him.
We were at Cal Ranch, and this guy walks in like a suit, and then goes straight to like the duct tape and chains, and he's carrying it, and I'm like.
And he's in a suit.
And he's in a suit at Cal Ranch.
Yeah.
And I got the weirdest vibes. I was like, I don't like that.
Right.
Like, I'm going to follow this guy, actually.
Yeah, no, I am really hyper aware of people now because of all of those things.
Oh, I bet.
Like many times we were at, when we have like the camera out and we're doing things, like in Hawaii when we lived there, it was like you're asking to get like jumped or like your stuff stolen from you. Like
really?
you're asking for it. So you just constantly just like on high alert, just like looking at everybody.
Back up.
And it hasn't left. So like we're here and we're like at the waterfalls and there's like this guy kind of just like standing there looking at Dan. And I'm like, you look like a serial killer. I don't think
you can't like conceal carry there, can you?
No, I think you can.
I don't know.
Can't you here in Idaho?
You can in Idaho, but I think Hawaii's different.
Oh, no, not in Hawaii.
Like Hawaii.
I think you just have to
You have to have a permit though still.
Maybe you do.
Uh-huh.
I know it's
with
like
a
just
permit,
way more regulated there.
I've only ever seen like one gun shop.
Dang.
Like that one going towards like North Shore.
It definitely wasn't like where here they're like, don't bring your gun into the movie theater. Like I don't think that was a conversation. Yeah. It was, it's a whole different.
I feel like everybody conceal carries here. I mean, dude, I brought my pieces in that bag. I'm not here to be a murderer, but like I just carry it with me. It's like one of those things.
I shouldn't have brought this up.
I have 5 pieces hidden around the studio.
Yeah, dude. Blow. It's like you get crazy, man. We're blowing your head off.
There's one behind the psych wall. There's one in that drawer.
There's one pointed at you right now.
Do you watch The Office?
Just looking around for things to kill you with.
Do I need to?
Yeah, you do.
If
you have a sense of humor. But there's this one guy, Dwight, on there.
I know who Dwight is. I've seen it enough
You've
to like
know who that is.
Yeah.
One day they make him go through and like clean out the whole office because he has weapons stashed throughout the whole office. So it's like throwing stars and knives and just
That's
stuff.
my office. I'm not kidding you. I have a samurai sword. I have an axe. I have like an
You're
arrow.
the Dwight.
I might be Dwight.
I'm Dwight.
I am Dwight.
Okay, so this is Devin, not Dwight. You work at Synergy.
Yep.
Which is an electric company.
So electrical contractors originally breaking into the solar world and like backup power world.
Okay.
So yeah, originally.
So what does that mean?
So
break it down.
Talk to me like I'm 5.
Yeah. So okay, I'll just start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Right. So there's 2 dudes that I partnered with, and they're super awesome. So essentially, they've been running electrical contractor businesses for 20 years. They saw this need in the industry for backup power, and if you know anything about Tesla. Right, they designed these batteries for homes that you can have backup power with. We can also connect these batteries to solar panels and literally just create your own power.
I see. So they just created batteries.
Yeah. So Tesla has a battery. Yeah. We'll sell and install that stuff. That is what I'm kind of breaking into now. Okay. They saw the need there and they were installing these, helping get these installs ready. And they're like, we should just sell this stuff and promote it.
Yeah. So they sell the Tesla battery pack and the solar panel itself. Like,
it's the Tesla one specifically?
We're going to do Tesla. There's actually tons of brands.
Oh, okay.
But Tesla's obviously the most well-known just because of everything else it's doing.
I get it.
But we're Synergy. We're going to do everything from sales, designs, installs, all of that stuff.
Wow.
And
Okay, go on. Sorry.
No, you're totally good.
No.
Yeah.
Is that being done now here in town?
So we are still like in the very beginning phases. It's taking way longer than we thought it. We thought it would.
But like anyone
How so?
else, is there anyone else doing it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple other companies. There's actually a few. I've collaborated with one already, which is super cool.
Since trying to start this
Yeah.
pivot.
Yeah.
There's so many homes. Like there has
Right.
to be.
Dude, yeah, there's tons of opportunity.
Yeah,
The
totally.
cool thing about this guy, his name's Quade Foster. He started a company called Radix with a couple of his buddies, and they're big. And he told me, he brought me in, he's like, we need to collaborate and not compete. I was
That's
like,
nice.
that's freaking cool, dude.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thank you. And so,
Not a lot of people do that.
yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, everything seems so cutthroat. That's like, even the electrical industry, period, is just cutthroat. So,
Pretty gate kept.
yeah, everybody just keeps themselves, like everyone's competing. And Quade hit us up and he's like, dude, I'd rather just work together and that way we're not screwing each other over.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm down.
Okay.
So it's been super cool. Yeah.
So how are you working together now? Are you still working together?
So really we're still trying to figure out what that relationship looks like. But right now it's been pretty much him giving us all this value and we're giving him nothing in return.
What's the value? Like
it's
leads?
IOUs for now.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't given us any leads, but he's given us lots of information.
Okay.
You know, like this is what you need to look for.
Which is huge. I mean,
It
that's
is.
like worth more than money. Something like
Dude, it is.
Yeah.
And like that's been my whole job right now. Like I didn't know anything about the solar industry. To be honest, I thought solar was a sales gimmick.
So you
Yeah.
you understood it from the technical standpoint of like installation, but you're talking about the actual like sales and like the marketing side of it that you're learning.
I knew nothing. Zero. Like
Nothing at all.
not
Nothing at all.
a thing. When I thought of solar, all I thought of was sales gimmick. Like legit.
Because around here, that's a big
Right.
thing where people go out and sell pest or like solar.
It's
That's
all
like a
door to
thing.
door.
Yeah.
So everything door to door I thought was like, yeah, sales gimmick.
Yeah.
Like-
I was so excited for this podcast today to finally get this
he
question
was like,
answered.
I'm curious. He's like, what is this?
Exactly. So it's just funny that when I looked into it, I was approached by these two guys. Like essentially my story of even getting to where I'm at now is I was working at the INL for 7 years.
Okay.
And I was just like, is this my life? Like everybody I worked with there was like, just can't wait till I retire.
Are you from Idaho Falls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And so like working at the site was like the cool thing.
That's a thing.
You know, like you got to get
Yeah.
out to the site.
The thing to do.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay. So I did it and I made it. And
What
I
did
was
you
like,
do there?
so I started in as security
Okay.
and then I broke my neck.
Oh,
Crazy.
shit. How'd that happen?
Dirt biking.
Okay. So not with security.
Not with security.
Okay.
Nope. I broke my neck. Almost died. It was crazy.
Literally. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So I had to pivot and I
Yeah.
went into like nuclear material control.
Okay.
And it was all just paperwork behind a desk.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So is
Yeah. It was boring.
that like raking rocks? Literally.
Yeah, dude. It was just, I literally sat there at my computer all day, every day, and approved like movements of material.
Oh.
It was boring.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm working with these dudes that have been there for like 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, like nothing against them because that like they're totally okay with it.
It's a
I'm not.
different like generation too.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
Where
sure.
that's like was the expectation.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like loyalty. Like
Yeah.
you stay committed. Like
Yeah.
you get taken care of by staying loyal.
Company who's going to give you a
Who's
pension
still kind
at the
of like
end.
barely taking care of you.
And that's what it is. It's like I feel like they kind of hold that over your head.
Oh, 100%.
Where it's like, oh yeah, 401k, pension, benefits, all this stuff. And so like I legit fell into that where I was like, okay, this is just how life is.
I see.
You know, but then I had this gut feeling. I'm like, I am not I'm not made for this.
Yeah.
Like I've got to do something else.
Yeah.
Whether that's work at McDonald's and greet people.
Yeah, just not being in this desk
I have got to
room.
like have some progress. And so that's when I started kind of thinking just outside the box. I was like, what could I do outside of this? What am I good at? You know? And I was like, I think I'm pretty good at talking to people.
Which you did none of at your job, right? You just sitting behind a desk.
Dude, I had like very minimal communication with people. Like I didn't get to
Which
meet
probably
new
just
people.
killed you if you want to talk to people.
Oh yeah, dude. It sucked. And so it was like, I'm stuck in this hallway that you had to cart into. There's like 10 of us in this hallway.
Right.
And then I was over like a certain amount of areas, but only like one contact per area. So it was like a total of maybe 15 people I was in contact with every day.
Weird.
And
What
that
a
just
weird
gets
life.
old.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I was like 30 years? I can't do this.
Of this?
Yeah, I can't do this for 30 years.
Oh man, yeah.
You have
Well,
to-
that's good that you made a jump.
Yeah.
When you were
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna just keep doing this.
Yep. It was crazy.
How long? You said you were there for 7 years. How long were you doing that for? Of that 7 years?
So I did security for 4, or maybe it was 5. I think I did security for 5, and then I did the other nuclear material control for 2.
That's all you could handle.
Yep. And I was like, man, because getting out of like when you got into security, it was fun. Like I actually had a good time there. You got to hang out with a lot of cool people, but the job itself was rough. You know, 12-hour shifts, days and nights.
And you have to like commute out there.
Yeah, and commuting sucks.
What does messing up as a nuclear approval person look like?
If you
Like
mess
when
up,
you mess up at your job, what is
it's messing up. Like you could literally lose material, and that's like a national
like
emergency.
nuclear material?
Yeah.
But like, where is
What
it
is it-
all
what do you mean?
going?
Yeah.
Like, why are we moving?
Like, is it ordering too
nuclear
much or, like-
material?
So like, dude, it's crazy. I mean, it's essentially energy, right? You're just creating like this material is this energy that people are using, and then we're doing like all these scientific. Not we as if I actually did that. I'm like,
I'm nodding as if I understand.
I'm not even gonna pretend. We're gonna look at my face just blank right now. I'm imagining just like cartoons and just like rocks. And
yeah. I mean, that's what it is. It's just
it
like
doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, to be honest, doesn't make sense to me either. I just saw numbers. I'm like, yep. Like, just it's all pretend.
You can
know?
move that.
Yeah, totally approved. You're good. But yeah, messing up is like you misplaced something. You're like, sweet, there's just nuclear material unaccounted for, and it was a big deal.
Yeah, it seems like
to
it
them.
would be.
To me, I'm like, sounds
Like on the side
like
of a
problem.
highway. Like
No, it's like, I mean, it's all controlled in a facility base, and like, but it could be, I guess, like where did this stuff go?
I don't understand. I just don't understand. Okay.
I mean, it's just, there's a lot to like comprehend, like even what happens out there. There's just so many moving parts and pieces.
Right.
And I only got to see this little piece of it,
Yeah.
which was like the movement of the material.
It's just a whole nother world.
Can't let
I'm
you
sure.
know too much.
And dude, they say that too, where it's like, if someone were to actually come in and take over, like
Oh,
you'd
God.
have to get in contact with multiple people to achieve what you think is
To
a
complete a
success.
project of-
yeah.
yeah.
So it's like, you can't just influence one person and know everything.
Well,
So
that's good.
that's how they broke it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Separation
lot
of
of,
power a little
yeah.
bit.
Yep, exactly.
Well,
So,
hopefully it works out good then.
makes sense.
Okay, so you pivoted out of that.
Yeah. I
And-
just started
Like,
thinking
screw
like,
this.
what could I do?
Yeah.
You know? And I really wanted to start a gym.
Did you go to like college or like did you have anything that
I hate school.
Okay.
I absolutely, I don't
Screw
know if you guys
school.
are school people. Like,
I mean, we went to college, but
We just
I
got our
did not.
bachelor's.
I wouldn't call myself a
Not-
school person.
not further than that.
well, it's like, it's still like pushed on you, right?
Oh, I did it because like that's what
Absolutely.
you're supposed to do.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was the thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
what
what
you
I
have
thought
to do.
too. And I was like, I'm going to be the biggest pile of shit because I didn't go to school. But I didn't. I think most because people told me to do it.
Yeah. No,
I have a
100%.
real
No,
problem.
looking
with people
back
telling
at it,
me
I
to do
still don't know how I feel about it. Like with our, like if I were to do it all again, I don't know if I would or if I wouldn't. Because it's nice to have that time to kind of like find yourself a little and like make mistakes and
Yeah.
figure things out. But at the same time, you can do that without school.
Without spending thousands of dollars
Yeah.
on tuition
Yeah,
and
and I'm like,
learning
that-
those lessons.
Like it's nice to know certain business like models and things.
Some things
like,
have helped, I
Gives you
guess.
that like fake ego. But I remember going out into the world, like going to an actual marketing agency after graduating with a marketing degree.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm that like college kid just spitting all the book facts. And all the people who've been there for 20, 30 years are like, dude, come on. Like
Quit it.
it's not the real world. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it takes some time to realize that. And like,
Yeah.
I guess maybe going to college could hold you back from that. Where like going directly
If you
into
just
like
jump right
sales and
into
work,
it.
you learn that right away. So it's like, I don't know which is better.
Yeah.
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 To be honest, I think, I mean, everyone's got their own journey, right?
Oh,
It's going to work
100%.
out whether, if you have the drive to do it, you're going to figure it out.
And you can always
figure
go
it out.
back to school
Yeah.
and learn those things. You
That
need
was
to
like our
learn.
Elevate Academy. Did you listen to that podcast? I won't put you on
No,
the spot.
I need to listen to podcasts more. Like since I started this job, I've been like just out of touch with reality.
Yeah,
And, like
okay.
what's happening in my life.
Yeah. But this
Just a work-
school
work
that just
mode.
opened,
Yeah.
it's like a kind of like an alternative type of school where you like learn like trades, like welding
That's
and like
sweet.
construction and like engineering things. I don't know, a bunch of things like cooking. That way, like you're like ready to be hired immediately into
Yeah.
these big professions.
Where they don't encourage college.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's, I think,
But they were like, there's these situations people get now hired as like into like construction roles, and then now their bosses will pay for them to go into school, and then they'll be like, it's like the reverse way around to go
probably
to
the way to
college
do it.
debt free, right? I'm like, that's the way to do it. That's
Yeah.
amazing. You're the winner here without college debt.
Because
yeah.
half the stuff I even learned in college went right over my head because I didn't have that like touch of
Seriousness.
reality in like life to like associate it with.
yeah, there's no
So,
connection. There's no connecting the dots because
You can't know
You
what
don't
you
know
don't
why.
know.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're like, cool.
Where like if
Yeah.
I were to do that all now, it'd be a ton of fun. I would probably
You
love
absorb it
Yeah.
a lot more now. for
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah, because
Time
you're
out.
like invested. You're
And you
invested
care.
in this thing. You're like, okay, I actually care about what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Rather than what should I be doing?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, I cut you off. You said you wanted to start a gym.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I want to start a gym. And I even talk like, so I do CrossFit like every morning at 5 a.m.
Okay.
Good for you.
And I talked to the gym owner and I was like, maybe we like open up another location and I'll just run this thing. Like, let's blow this up together.
Yeah.
And
What gym is that?
CrossFit Savo.
Okay.
Super
Is it-
awesome.
it's in
people.
town?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the like north side of Idaho Falls. I
Okay.
literally like, it's my religion now.
Oh,
Like, it's my only religion and that's it.
Yeah.
It's the gym.
health.
It's a safe religion.
Yeah,
No,
I
that's
like
good.
it, man.
Yeah.
That's probably a
I
good
feel
one.
good.
Yeah.
I'm not judged at this religion.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
can take my shirt off. I can yell swear words.
Yeah.
I can listen to loud music.
Your
it's
mental
cool.
sanity is there.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I leave
Perfect.
feeling great.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I preached this.
So did
gym
that
for real.
happen? The opening in the other?
No.
No.
It kind of just like slowly pedaled off a little bit. I was still very interested in it, but I like also looked at these other ideas. I thought about opening up starting a company that did like tactical stuff, like tactical training.
Okay.
And I had some buddies that wanted to do it. So I kind of dove into that, figured out.
Meanwhile, you're still working full time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm-
So
at
you're
this point-
dabbling before you did the full quit of your
Yeah.
INL job. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so during this process of me trying to figure out what I want to do, I work out with these two guys, the electrical contractor guys. And since they were business owners, I was like, oh, what do you think of this idea? You know, what do you think of this idea? And eventually I think they probably got so sick of me like asking them what their opinion was. They're like, well, I see you got a little bit of drive. Like, what do you think about our idea? And
Okay.
I was like, yep.
Sold.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
Literally, I just looked into it. He's like, get onto this portal, look at this stuff for a day. Let me know what you think.
Which
about
was
it.
the Tesla battery.
Yeah, it was a
solar,
Tesla
all
portal.
that. Okay.
He's like, so I got on and I called him up. I'm like, I'm in. Like, I still don't know anything. I just need an opportunity.
Yeah.
Whatever
Okay.
that opportunity is. And this is my first opportunity that actually like I could see something in.
Yeah.
Where it's like I could partner with somebody, work with somebody,
Yeah.
rather than just figuring it out on my own.
Totally.
So
Speed up the process a little bit.
Yeah.
exactly.
It's definitely easier when you have a companion
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
not doing it solo.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that was my whole idea was, yeah, I'm still gonna have an income, which is nice. I don't just have to like go from something to nothing.
Yeah.
And so, cause these guys already have an established business, right? So I'm still getting a paycheck.
And you're able to jump into that. And
Yeah.
like
So I'm
help
still
out.
like on a salary there, and which is
So
awesome.
do you do like electrical work now? Or are you?
Nope.
No?
It is
What do you
literally
do?
all just making this new division. I'm like professional information gatherer.
Okay. Okay.
That's been my whole job. And then
Okay.
putting these systems together, like customer softwares, like sales funnels,
Interesting.
advertising stuff, which probably you know way more than I do.
So you're doing this with the team.
I'm doing,
Or
I've been doing all this pretty much by myself,
Oh, wow.
but under them.
Yeah.
They help kind of like lead and guide, you know, all right, let's
Like the info they want.
yeah, like, okay, like good, like you're doing good work. Let's navigate this way, you know, but most of it's been on my own so far.
Interesting.
Thomas, one of the partners, he's taken over the design side of what our division is going to be.
and by
because he
division, you're
understands.
talking of like a sales team.
The division is, I think, like the solar division, all encompassing, because we're
of
going to
their
do
electric company, like the
Yeah.
solar division. So.
yeah the solar division.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, there's me that's probably going to do like lead generation, marketing, and sales, and then also like branding,
Sure.
Okay.
which is crazy hard.
Yeah.
to
We can
figure
chat
out.
with you about that.
Yeah, I need to know everything you guys know,
Right.
Because it's been like, dude, that world is just
It's a
crazy.
whole nother world.
It is. The amount of time I've put into just trying to even grasp what that is
It is.
insane.
That was the one thing with the back to college was
Yeah.
I do remember having those marketing classes and being like, holy shit. Like my eyes were open to like the little mental tricks that
Yeah.
are being pulled on us all the time.
Yeah.
Like where things are placed in the grocery store to like cents and like
It's crazy.
It's all an
phrases
act.
that you say to customers, like all the things.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
That's a sales world too.
It is. Yeah.
Kind of on that topic of branding, though, how do you tie in your creativity into what you do as an entrepreneur?
Dude, I don't know if I'm really even that creative.
You got to be a little bit if you're doing design and branding.
A little bit. So I think like with our branding, we're really trying to get this focus of the things we like to do, like who we are as people, and putting that into a world Sorry, someone's calling me.
Oh, you're good.
And then putting that into the solar world. And so like a lot of things we are as people is like, we love freedom.
Mm-hmm.
We love being able to take care of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like people telling us what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like, which is funny. That's all me. Like when I started like developing this division, I'm like, this is right up my alley. Like this was good for me. So my creativity has gone to more of a, all right, we're going to like take this approach of energy independence, being able to take care of yourself and be who you want to be without anybody telling you what to do.
Sure.
So screw the utility company, you know, like I don't want your power because I'm going to make my own.
It would actually be really nice to have solar.
It's awesome.
Solar panels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I always see ads that pop up on my phone that are like, sign up for solar and this and that. Do they actually have like grants and stuff around here for you to get solar stuff?
It started as a grant.
Yeah.
It's now a tax incentive.
Oh, okay.
And so for the next 8 years, there's a 30% incentive. So if your system costs 50 grand, you get 30% of that back, like, or taken off your taxes.
Sure.
Like if you have, you know, an income and you pay taxes.
Yep.
Sure.
So that's in place for the next 8 years. So the next 8 years for solar in general will be awesome. Once that goes away, I'm not sure.
Just
what
the
happens.
next 8 years?
Yeah. It's just
as far
it's
as
from
I
the
thought.
government. Yeah.
Oh.
It's just like, a government tax incentive.
So it'd be like you would need to get on it now if that was the case for the solar to get that.
And I think
of.
in 6 years it actually goes down. So right now it's 30%. In 6 years it goes down like to 28%. 7 years, I don't know. It drops a few percentage points at some point.
So like
Yeah.
when you're doing a home, is there a limit to how many panels you can put on it? Like,
There's a limit to the amount of power you can produce
Okay.
and send to your home. So the limit is like for residential is 25 kilowatts. And so, there is an amount, there is a limit if you are going to be attached to the grid, which
like the utilities.
yes.
Okay.
so if you're like a
If
farmer,
you're a person
out-
off the grid.
Yeah, if you are, you can do an off the grid home and do whatever you wanted. And that's one of these ideas that we have, right? Is we can figure this out and do like, you could buy an island,
And just
a random island
make
that,
your own solar farm.
and dude, you could just live on an island by yourself and you have your own power and you can make your own water, like safe to drink and do all the stuff because you're generating your own
because
power.
you have your power.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's cool. Like
So
it's
what
way
is like
cool.
an average unit cost? Say like what's a home around here?
I don't
like
know.
a 4-bedroom house? Like,
Dude, it's like, it really does depend because it takes
okay, maybe I'll ask
into
this thing.
account.
Do people typically like with bigger homes get the solar or smaller homes? Is there like one or the other?
I'd say in this area, the bigger homes are better off because there's an actual return on investment. So
Like a small home doesn't use enough energy to like
Yeah.
make up for what it's worth to buy it.
yep. So like
Okay.
it probably would equal out like in
Yeah.
the 20, 25 years.
Sure.
That because it is a financial, like it's an investment.
Yeah. It's a big investment.
Yeah. And so you're going to probably finance that.
Yeah.
Like I would have to finance that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have the amount of money it takes
No.
or would I want to like, oh
to drop
shoot.
30
drop it
grand on
once.
like solar panels.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that scares me. I
Yeah.
don't know why, but I'm just like,
So
yeah,
like
No.
eventually you would get your money back. It just
yeah, it's going to
take a
take some
lot
time.
longer.
And we have a software that tells you all of this stuff,
and
right?
by then what's going to be newer and better and
Yeah. And so
Is that a worry?
yeah, does solar work like that? Do you get like
Like,
upgraded
does it get better?
panels if things
it's gotten way better.
Yeah.
And it's gotten cheaper, which is cool.
Okay.
So if you
And
bought like a system like 5 years ago and it's like outdated now, do
there's
they
nothing
offer
I don't
incent-
think that's like necessarily anything that's been outdated yet.
Oh, really?
There's been like new products come out, but they're
Sure.
all just and it's probably more of like a cheaper. It's now cheaper, I
Okay.
guess. And like, yeah, it's going to be like your cars, right? There's going to be few improvements along the way. It might look cooler.
Like
it
just
might,
minimal little things.
Yeah.
iPhones
Like
now.
an iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, or your battery, like the batteries now, they might be able to store more energy or do a higher energy output.
But when these things were installed, they were kind of like fitted to like be what the house needs.
Yeah.
So it should be.
You should
It
be
should be
fine.
fine.
You,
wouldn't
yeah,
even matter.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to add onto it, you totally can, which is
Okay.
cool.
Sure.
So like if you say you just like we put solar on your house and in 2 years you're like, I want to buy a Tesla. That's going to take a lot more energy, right? To run.
Sure,
You're going to
okay.
draw more energy.
Yeah.
So we can come and add panels to your home and to make up that energy difference.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's totally cool. Yeah, you can add and take away or whatever you want to do. I don't know why you take away.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. There's the industry's cool.
Yeah.
How long does it take to do something like that, to install it?
So we're actually working on our first, even getting our first installs in. We're so new. We started in January.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we are we've been figuring out this process, getting all the information, getting all the systems put in place, which is crazy. It was just a crazy amount of time. I had no idea, zero. I thought we'd be
you're let's just jump right in.
Yeah,
Let's
I thought we'd be
it up.
millionaires by now.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we'll make it in 5 months.
Yeah.
So do you guys buy these panels and the batteries and everything direct from, or is it a wholesale price or something? That
Yeah. So we have a distribution center. Not there's a company called Green Tech, and they get everything in bulk.
Okay.
And then we buy from them, and they put these kits together for us. We need everything on this house. We designed the system. Here's the system.
So you do buy it in bulk. It's not financed out.
No, so they buy it in bulk.
And
then we reach out to them. It's our customer wants this on their home. They put together everything on a pallet and send it to us or send it to the customer's home. And then we install it. And then that finance piece is still a third party piece too. We're not directly involved in financing.
Okay.
That's so you're getting paid up front, so you're good.
We get paid actually when it's all installed.
Done.
So we'll get a little bit of money up front, probably a down payment.
So to buy every unit, you guys have to front that.
The customer's fronting.
It's crazy.
Who's paying? Who's paying?
Who's getting this?
Who's paying?
The finance company is doing these they have milestones.
Okay.
And so all right, you get a signature. All right, we will provide this company this much money to get to this milestone one.
Okay.
And then as you hit each milestone, hit that.
Very good.
Prove that you can handle it.
Yeah.
So it's a new home build kind of deal. You get to a certain stage.
Yeah, it's like a construction loan, I think.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
And to be honest, this is just what my understanding of it is.
Sure.
I could probably listen to this podcast in a year and be like,
this
I'm
is so
idiot.
wrong.
I'm just learning.
Do you want to restart
That's what's fun about it.
Okay, so you've been doing.
Now
we are. But you've been doing marketing stuff yourself. That's what you've been saying.
Yeah. So we haven't done any
business.
marketing yet. I've done everything. It's just been research, right? All right. So learning everything from how does marketing even work?
So who did you analyze as your customer that you're going to be targeting? Who are you trying to get?
So to have solar, solar people have to be homeowners.
Yep.
And
homeowner.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
homeowners one. So that's a niche. And this is something I've kind of wondered if I need to go. You do need to have a bigger home, right? Typically, you don't have to if you want to just have energy all the time, backup power, and that's your main goal. It doesn't matter what size your home is. We can do that. But for it to actually pay for itself, you need to use more energy. The people that are using more energy typically have more money.
Yeah.
Which means bigger home.
Sure.
And so I'm do I market to those people exclusively?
Yeah.
Or is that too niche down?
I have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, dude, it's
well, once it was when we were in Hawaii, we were at Home Depot, which I'm this makes sense because people who are going to Home Depot are probably homeowners to do construction stuff on their home.
Yeah.
And so we were in the aisle and they're solar. They were always out there, always just standing. Every time we'd go to Home Depot, and you're in Hawaii, so they probably want solar. Yeah. But I would assume they would assume you're a homeowner because you're putting tile in your home.
Yeah, that's smart. I haven't even thought about that.
Yeah.
I thought about chilling in Costco with a wrapped truck or something. But
yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, right? And I was that's logical.
And Hawaii is totally different because their power there is crazy expensive.
It's so expensive.
Yeah. And that's here in our area, power is pretty cheap. And so,
oh my God, it's so cheap.
It is.
Here, for our example, our 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 940 square foot apartment with AC units in the window. It was at least $500 a month in utilities.
If we used, for everything, yeah.
For everything. Just for electric, for paying the electric bill.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Where it got to a point where we were
weren't allowed to use the AC.
Yeah, well, we would.
Where was this? Where is this?
In Honolulu, in Hawaii.
Okay. I was going to say, wait, that's not here.
No.
Okay.
No, because I'm that's not my $40 electric bill I had in college here.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
I worked with someone I worked with lived with her parents in Hawaii, and they bought a house and they installed it. And I remember her telling me it was a 25-year payoff plan, but that it was still worth it for them.
It is.
And they were it's hands down. And I remember her saying a couple months after the first bills came in, and she was like, this is crazy.
Because of how much lower the electric was?
Like in Hawaii,
Yeah.
paying
That's
like
awesome.
$48 a month or
That's
something.
insane.
Like,
That is insane for Hawaii.
And
yeah.
that's like the whole goal, right? Is just it literally pays for itself.
Yeah.
So it's like a no-brainer, right?
Right.
You're generating your own power. You can use it and store it and use it whenever you want.
Yeah.
And it's cheaper.
so
think it's a
really,
great
the only
idea.
downside is just cost.
Just buying it
Yep.
initially.
Just cost.
It's the initial investment. And if
Uh-huh.
you're financing it, there's actually no initial investment because they pay,
Right.
there's no down payment.
Just have to do your monthly payments
Yep.
and all that.
And for most people, that monthly payment
Could be
right out of the
cheaper
gate
than
is cheaper.
electric. Oh
Yep.
my gosh, that's a good point.
And so that's why it's not a sales gimmick, right? Like,
Once you realize that.
yeah.
Yeah. No,
And
I
it
see
took me a
that.
minute to figure that out.
Uh-huh. It just clicked.
I was like, well, this actually makes sense.
Yeah.
So like,
It's
that's
just-
why people are successful at
You
doing
have to
it.
be able to have that extra income to do it. But if you can find those people, then it's like,
Or just someone who's already spending so much money on their electric.
Yeah.
Like if our like condo, like townhouses all installed solar, that would have been amazing.
yeah. And when you look at your home as an investment, you want to like add that value to it. If that's such a big value to add.
That's true. Does that
It
add
is.
value to your home?
It
also?
does. Yep. Yeah. So like Zillow estimates like a 4 to 6% value increase. And so when you're selling it, it's going to add value.
Yeah.
If
That would be
you're gonna
great
sell
if I
it.
bought a home with solar panels.
Yep.
I would love
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. It's like you're just making your own energy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just a little like educational thing with the energy. So, solar itself.
I need like a magic school bus.
He's
Yeah, we
doing it
do.
right now. He's
Yeah.
getting his dancing
Let
song
me
ready.
get my graph out. So essentially, yeah. So from start to finish, you got the sun, you got the solar panels.
Yes.
Sun's energy gets turned into electricity, which your home, right, can then use.
Okay.
If you only have solar panels though, and the grid goes down,
Then
you
you're
don't have
screwed?
power.
I see.
But with the new,
With the battery attachment.
with the batteries now,
I see.
now that solar panel, like solar powers, it's still fueling your home, but it's also charges batteries. When the grid goes down, it now pulls from your battery. Boom. You always have power.
That's
Anytime
great.
the sun comes up, that's why you can do off-grid homes now.
I see.
Yeah.
Because anytime the sun is up, you are making power. So
I
it's
like
super
it.
cool.
Okay.
Is it getting to a point where they're just gonna like make that custom in every home, like or mandatory?
be so
you know,
cool.
just like
There are
because
talks
of
of that.
like
That would be
the
so
future
cool.
and just-
It is 100% the future. Like
It should be the future. That's so smart.
it is.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Yeah.
You don't have to rely. You're not renting your power at this point.
Yeah.
like for how much people were over like this whole COVID situation last couple of years, and people were buying and reselling homes, and like how much values went up of homes just because people were like painting a room,
Yeah.
or redecorating a room.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you could pay 50 to 60 grand and have a whole solar panel situation with batteries, like that's the value I want added.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
Then the DIY renovation.
exactly.
Save your tiles. Like,
Yeah. Seriously, it's cool. Like it really is cool. And so, and I
That's
know it was
cool.
like really politically driven. I think that's why like in our area, it's got a bad taste, you know?
It's interesting because
Yeah.
in Hawaii, I didn't even ever associate politics with it. It's just not.
It was just
it's not
like-
marketed that way.
It was
to
just the
people.
world. It was like,
It's just
Yeah.
do it because it's good for the
Yeah.
earth, and
yeah.
that's it.
No
Like,
plastics. But that's just Hawaii. Like there's no like
Yeah.
plastic and no.
So does that make it
no
harder
bags
to
and
like
no-
grow a business like this, knowing that there's potentially politics against you,
I think it will.
or
and
are,
I think
are
that's
they with you?
they're against
They're against.
because everyone's like screw
should be
electric, you
evolving,
know.
though.
Nobody wants EVs. You know, nobody wants like, and it's
Some
either
people
like
do.
I do,
The cool people do.
dude. I think they're cool. Have you? Dude,
So
I
for
wrote-
like farmers and stuff, though, this could be like huge for them. I mean,
Right?
I'm sure a lot of their tractors and stuff run not on electricity.
it's all diesel.
but maybe there's other things. They
There's
can
ag,
Other
like,
reasons.
no,
sure.
there's actually like there's good incentives for farmers as well to go solar. There's like grants they can get. I can't remember what they call them. I was actually digging into this a couple weeks ago.
and just being out in the middle of nowhere sometimes. So, so many homes out here.
Yeah, dude, there's crazy opportunity in solar, and there's a crazy amount of money to be made in solar, which is wild to me.
So is that why the whole scam of solar feels like a scam? Like, because
And that's what I thought.
could just
because it
make money.
seems so fake, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, not fake, but like
Too good to be
too
true.
good to be true.
Oh yeah, totally. I thought it was. I legitimately thought it was. Like, so when I first started thinking about it, I'm like, am I really going to do this? Like, I'm just going to be one of those little 18-year-old kids that wants to go make $1 million a year and buys a Lamborghini, you know? Cause that's what
Join
you
the
see.
club.
Right?
Yeah.
Like everything I see on solar.
That's literally.
Yeah. I was like, that's just how it is. I'm going to be
Yep.
an 18-year-old kid driving around a Lamborghini. But as I looked into it, I'm like, okay, the opportunity is crazy. It is wild. But these guys are making a lot of money while they're also saving their customers money.
It's true. Yeah.
So it's
It's a relatively
crazy.
easy sell if you can like
Just sell it to them.
just
sell it
be
to 'em.
on their wavelength.
Yep.
These people.
As
you're
long
talking
as you
to.
can get that point across
Mm-hmm.
that, hey, this is legitimately going to save you money.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't a sales gimmick. I know I came and knocked on your door, which is a sales gimmicky thing.
Which is a little weird.
It is. I don't like door-to-door sales.
Nowadays. Yeah.
The
killer situation we talked about.
maybe they're coming to murder me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know you. But I don't know. And that's one thing we've been trying to figure out too with our division. It's like, are we going to do that? And I
Like knock doors.
Yeah.
Be like that type.
personally, I didn't want to.
There could be other forms.
Yeah. So I wanted to do everything virtual.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I think we might knock some doors just right out of the gate just to,
It's probably just good for awareness.
yes.
Or at least like those like door
hangers.
hanger things.
We're
Like
going to do that.
Kind of knock those
I've already
around.
got a bunch of hangers made up.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are other companies in our area that go door to door
Mm-hmm.
and they are successful. And so I think for like at least getting the ball rolling, we
Mm-hmm.
might go knock some doors.
Yeah.
And then if I can figure out this marketing side, which I'm trying to, because if I can figure out marketing, I can go all over the US. Like
Yeah.
all the connections we've made already, I can partner with anyone and I could sell somebody in Chicago right now and have a partner that would go install it. And we would both get paid.
Sure.
And we still save that customer money.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So if I can virtually figure out my marketing,
Yeah.
figuring out who I'm targeting, right? My niche, and then reaching out to an area that I know, all right, this power company,
Has a
I'm definitely
need.
going to save these people money.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it has a need.
Yeah.
And then I've set everything up from like these sales funnels with video sales letters
Mm-hmm.
and like scheduling assistant, all this stuff to where I can do it all through Zoom.
Because it
That's
is like
my
a
idea.
serious thing. Like I see how you need to have your funnels ready because once someone's like ready to commit, you're like, oh God, now we have like
At that price point, too, you
50K
can't-
on the line.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
Right.
it's get your shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big
Can't mess up.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you can't.
Yeah.
And that's why
Yeah.
and that's why it's like been, I think, a harder task than I originally thought because it is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And like you are drilling into people's roofs, like you got to make sure like these installs are going to go well.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the downside, maybe.
Yeah.
Like the not having your shit together and knowing your stuff truly, and you just jump into this for the money or something. And
Yep.
you like make too many mistakes, and then
And then you're
And then
screwed.
you're not
reputation's
profitable with that
ruined,
anymore.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's everything that like these guys I partnered with, they're like, we just can't ruin our reputation because they
Yeah.
have a great reputation around here. They've done everything for the last 20 years, literally word of mouth and referrals. Zero marketing ever.
Crazy.
Just word of mouth.
That's old school for you.
Yeah. And they have killed it. Like they're
Yeah.
awesome, very successful. To be honest, I don't even know why they even want to do this because they'd probably be fine without me.
yeah.
I know they would. So I'm glad they took a chance on
Yeah,
me for
yeah.
sure. But yeah, they're like, we just can't ruin our rep.
Totally.
As I hear you talk about it, though, I think the word of the door-to-door stuff is good because it's such an expensive thing to see just an ad for. Like,
Yeah.
And
solar
fully
on your
commit to
house,
that.
50 grand. Like, I'm probably just gonna, like, even if I had the money, I don't know if I would stop and just like, it's a lot of money. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know, like it's something that maybe needs like some little push. a
Yeah.
little,
Some
like-
face-to-face
You definitely need some
connection.
context. And so that's what I've made
Yeah.
like the video sales letter for.
Mhm.
So like if I can get someone somewhat interested in it and send them to this website I've made, this web page,
Mhm.
and I have a like 5-minute sales letter
Mhm.
that goes over like common questions,
Yeah.
what it is, like education,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. If this still interests you, click on this, calendar link, schedule with me, and we can go over what your desires are
Yeah.
and figure out what you actually need, what you want. And then I can get together, design a system with Thomas, who's been designing them.
Mhm.
And then we can, give you a few options, what we think is best,
Yeah.
and go over the price, figure out if you want to do a cash option or a finance option. Because people
Yeah.
do pay cash, which is crazy.
Yeah.
There's just people with a lot of money.
That'd be
Yep.
nice.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
nice. And it's way cheaper if you can go cash because you
Sure.
don't have to pay interest, you don't have to pay dealer fees,
Yeah.
which is crazy. But
That's cool.
yeah, I'm not that cool. So and so that's kind of like what we'll go over. It's more of like an educational process.
Yeah.
Essentially what I
No, that
I'm
makes
probably
sense.
doing
It's a
here.
huge commitment. It's just a huge commitment.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a big commitment.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is like when you can get the commitment like out, like make it smaller, seem like a smaller commitment is when you realize, all right, I'm going to be paying for power for the rest of my life regardless.
It's true. It is
Exactly.
true. It
Exactly.
literally is.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's true.
I might as well.
It's not like you're not already doing it.
You are. And you will do it
That's
for
so
the rest of your
funny.
life and you'll never own it. This you can actually own.
No, that's
Some people
really
that pay
funny.
cash, boom, they don't pay another cent ever.
Yeah.
If you design the system right, they literally never have to pull power from the grid. They're just creating their own energy all the time.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Do you guys ever have to like deal with HOA, like putting, the roofie, like just looks wise? Is that ever like an
There
issue?
are HOAs. So one of the, like Thomas started a company in Jackson Hole.
Okay.
And so that's where he does most of his electrical work, like electrical contracting work.
Okay.
And the HOAs there are crazy.
I'm sure.
That he's convinced that like we probably couldn't even do solar on roofs because of the HOA.
Like on roofs specifically.
Really?
Just
Yeah.
like in the
Because
yards
nobody
and
wants to look
stuff.
at it.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Uh-huh.
So it is what it is. To me, when I see solar, I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you could actually be turned down because of your HOA.
There's a possibility. Yeah. We haven't run into anything like that yet. And
That's
I'm sure
messed
people
up.
have, though.
That'd be so frustrating.
It's got to be annoying to be like, that's one of those things I hate people telling me what I can and can't do.
Literally though.
And I would just probably do it and piss a lot of people off.
That's how it was with our
Or like-
HOA. We just did whatever we wanted.
Ask for forgiveness later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
but then
know.
they would never really say anything. I'm like,
What am
don't
I gonna
care
do
enough,
about it?
apparently.
Yeah. You don't care. I would just like play like, I don't know. You don't care about the earth. like, you hate the environment.
Literally though, I'd be like, actually, we should petition the HOA to change things around
yeah,
here.
let's
I don't think
go.
we talked about it yet, but how was your transition when you first started doing this? Was it weird?
From your other job?
Yeah, it
From
was
the
weird.
INL job?
From the INL job, and you first started doing like sales and all of this.
It's totally weird because I have a way more freedom than I ever have.
Yes, it's so
It
amazing.
was, dude.
It's a whole new life.
It
It's
is.
a
like
whole
you're
new
doing
life.
something wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really did. I remember going
You're
out to lunch with
guilty.
them the first week. Like we went to just Little Mike's, a barbecue spot. And I felt like I shouldn't be there. I was like, I shouldn't be out here. Like I've been in that world for so long that you just, when you were there, you couldn't leave. And if you wanted to leave, you had to use all your PL, your paid leave.
Yep.
Like that was luxury being at barbecue for lunch.
Dude, it was.
Doing that,
And I was
yeah.
like, this feels so wrong.
Am I at a resort?
And it's been like maybe within the last couple months even that I finally like realized how my life will be. It's like this. Like I told the guys, hey, I'm doing a podcast. They're like, sweet, see ya. Have fun. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's
The
amazing.
modern workplace.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I
Right?
can do whatever. Like I don't have to do this like 7 to 5. I still work a lot. Like
Yeah.
a lot of I probably work more hours
Yeah.
than I did at the site. It's just spread throughout my entire day now rather
Yeah,
than
yeah.
I have to be this heartbeat out in the middle of the desert from 7 to 5.
Yeah.
I just don't get that. Just the old school working like
Me
that.
either.
I don't understand. I'm glad our generations have been changing this.
I
for
think it's
better.
easier to get through 40 years of working to get to retirement when you know exactly what you have to do every day. Because it's definitely a little bit more stressful, I think, on your mind when you
But
have to wonder
also-
if like
Devil's advocate,
what?
you could die any day.
Yeah.
Like you might never ever see that retirement.
Yeah. No,
So
exactly.
it's like, why am I wasting my life away for that?
Got
might
that
not
tattooed
really
on my
happen?
back.
Do you?
I do. Have you heard of the like saying memento mori?
Maybe.
It's like an old Latin word that
No.
just says remember you die.
Okay.
And it's crazy. So it's funny that you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because I live like that. After I broke my neck, I really took the stance of like, I was given a second life
Like,
almost.
anything can happen. Literally.
Well, yeah, I almost died. Like I broke my neck. And so what happened? I broke my C5, C6. I didn't know I did. Went in the hospital. They scanned me like, yeah, you broke your neck. You need to stop moving. You've also got a massive blood clot in your
God.
neck.
Oh,
wow.
man.
I was like, okay. He's like, you have to pray that thing doesn't move for 72 hours. And if it does, you're dead.
Yeah.
I was
Damn.
like, okay.
Great.
Yeah, sweet. And so I just sat there in that bed. They're like, all right, if you feel nauseous, you need to tell us. If you have blurry vision, you need to tell us. And I experienced both those things. And it freaked me out. I was like, I'm dead. I had 2 kids at home, my wife. And I'm like,
That's so scary.
That's so
this
scary.
is it.
Yeah.
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 So when I came out of
Holy
that
shit.
on the other side, I still have the blood clot, which is crazy.
Really? Oh, man.
It's supposedly hardens or something like that. So it's less likely to move. It still could,
yeah.
which creeps me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a mind game. That was a mind game for a while.
Yeah.
A little bit.
To like
But yeah.
get it past that.
For that, like I was like, I could die tomorrow. And that's another reason why I even did this, why I left the site. I'm like, if I died tomorrow, would I be happy that I was here? No, I would not.
Yeah.
What am I going to do to make myself feel that way?
Yep.
So that's what I did. It's like took a bet on myself. Then I got another tattoo here. It says burn the ships.
I like
It's
it.
literally,
I love it.
have you heard the story of that like Spanish pirate? His name was Cortez. That's what he said. So he took these guys to an island. I think it was actually the Aztecs, right? Took them there, ordered all of his men. There's no retreat. We're burning the ships. So you either take the island or die. And I was like, I like that. So that's why I was like, all right, I'm
You're
just,
like, all right, we're doing it. We're
Yeah.
not going to sink with the ship.
yep. We're
Yeah.
going to take this island, you know? And so that's why I was like, burn the ships. There's no retreat.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, all right, I'm just going all in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm burning the ships. There's no retreat. I'm not going back. I'm going to figure out my own life.
Yeah.
No one's going to tell me how to do it. That's funny that you brought that up, that like, yeah,
Yeah.
you could die tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of those things I tell myself that every day is, if
Yeah.
I die tomorrow, what did I do today that would make me happy?
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah. And I don't want to regret it.
No.
Yeah. And then also it's just like when you have a family, it like is perspective. It's like, I want to be with them. I want to be with my child. I
Yeah.
want to experience their lives and see them grow up.
Well, it's nice too.
It's funny
Yeah.
because you always feel that way a little bit. Like, you always want your time and freedom, but when you're working and like you're an adult and you're just like, you kind of get to some point where you're just fed up and you're like, no matter what, like I'm just doing it.
Yep.
It's nice to get to that point. And
Yeah.
take
I
some
quit.
action.
I'm done.
Yeah. Not enough of this. 7
done.
years. Like, no.
Literally though.
Like, I'm out.
It was crazy. It was a mind game. Like I was scared. To be honest, I was really scared.
It's so scary.
It was because it was like in my mind, I was leaving security, right? Like, all right, I have
With
a
the family.
paycheck.
The security
it's
of a job
guaranteed.
and money.
Yeah, exactly. So I was
Totally.
like, I'm giving that up. You know, I'm giving all that up to bet on myself.
Yeah.
And so far,
And,
so good.
dude. It's been great, dude. I feel alive.
Good.
Like that's been the coolest part. Is like I've never felt just more okay and with like everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm not questioning anything.
That's good.
I question like where I'm headed, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a bright question, not like
Yeah.
a man. Where the hell am I headed? You know?
Yeah. Not ominous.
Yeah, exactly. So I think no matter what, this whole experience has been so good for me.
Great.
And I've been pumped. And you guys, I don't know, probably
cool.
just have a similar thing going.
No, yeah, very
Yeah,
similar.
absolutely.
Yeah, we were at our jobs, working our lives away in Hawaii, like just hustling to survive there. It was so expensive.
Yeah.
And then we had our baby and we got some good maternity and paternity leave from that. So after that, we're like,
We had
deuces.
It's funny because I got 4 weeks off too in Hawaii, which was amazing. Having that, like that was the best.
Because
That's awesome.
our company gave us that, which was really nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was amazing.
And then I got like 2 or 3 months off.
And then our
Paid.
plan was for her to finish off her maternity, and then I was gonna go back to work and just get a couple more paychecks in. And
Yeah.
I had that 4
because
weeks
we were
of
selling
freedom.
our house to move
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that was all like a part of the plan. So I was like, I'm just gonna get 2 extra months of pay. I'll do it for the family.
Yeah.
Went back to work for 2 weeks.
No,
after having
1 week.
2 days. I think it was like 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
2 days.
And he's like, I quit. I'm putting in my 2 weeks. I'm done. But I think you were like, today's going to be my last day to me. And then he was like, they begged me to stay for another 2 weeks. So then it was like, you had
to
to
not,
suck
like,
it up for
up
the
and
next
leave.
2 weeks
Like,
to help
dang
him
it.
out.
Yeah. Because that would have been messed up. That would have been really messed up to
It would
just
have-
leave. But
sorry.
no, it was just crazy after, that little taste of freedom. I was like, nope.
Done.
Which made coming
Done.
here and doing all this just like not even a question.
That's freaking cool.
It was like, whether it's this, whether it's construction, whether it's like I don't even know, cleaning dumpsters. I don't care. I'm doing my own thing.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. It's,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I
Not
love
going back
that.
to work.
I love that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So to finish it off, do you have any advice for someone who's wanting to maybe quit that 9 to 5, pursue their dreams?
I would say, yeah, like if you have a drive and a desire, like this no quit attitude, you're going to figure it out. That's how I feel. And that's how
good
even how I
advice.
felt out there was like, I could get fired tomorrow and I know I will figure it out. My
Yeah.
family's going to have food. My
You're bigger
family's
than
going to
that.
have a house. I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
And if you can accept that, it's still scary. It's not going to just be easy, but I think that's for a reason too, right?
Yeah.
The scariest part was the leap.
Yeah.
And now after I've done the jump, I'm like, whoa, this is cool.
It's exciting now.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just,
I'm having lunch outside 3 times a week.
yeah, I can
living.
leave whenever I want. Like I can go watch my kid when my wife needs to go to a doctor's appointment and
Literally.
not have to request for personal leave.
Right.
Like,
And take that out of your PTO and like,
yeah,
ugh.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. So
Yeah.
I would say keep the no quit mentality. Do not quit. The only failure is quitting.
Yeah. Well, thank you
Yeah,
so much
figure
for
it out.
coming on our podcast today.
Yeah, it
It was
was
great
awesome.
meeting you.
Yeah, this is way cool. Thank you for
Yeah.
letting me creep on you guys and
Of
come in here.
course. Where can everyone find you if they need some solar panels?
Yeah, I
On
would hit
Instagram?
us up on the Instagram. I've got
Okay.
like a business page. It's Synergy Electric Solutions,
Okay.
and I've got like a fun page where I've started a daily vlog,
Oh,
Okay.
video
nice.
log of me just messing around.
Great.
And that's Synergy Energies,
Okay.
where you get more of an inside look, some swearing,
Uh-huh.
like an actual you get to see the characters of who we are and like the authentic side of us,
Sure.
rather than the this businessy side.
Sure.
So it's fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I like it.
Cool. So everybody follow him.
Yep.
So
Thank you.
if you need solar panels, reach out to this guy.
Yeah.
Electric needs.
Devin at Synergy.
Devin over
the
here. This guy Devin.
Devin
Not
at
Dwight.
Synergy.
Yeah. Hit us up. And we're on the Google, you know?
Okay.
Type in
Yep.
Google, Synergy Electric Solutions. You can call Amy. She's our front desk lady. She's cool.
Perfect.
One kidney. She only has one kidney.
Great. Thanks, Amy.
Call one kidney Amy.
Yeah, dude. Love you, Amy. I'm going to tell her she's going to punch me. I call her mom. Every time people
I can
come
cut
in,
that part out. It's okay.
No, dude. No, keep it in. Keep it in, please, because I have to show her this.
Okay.
She, every time someone comes
I'm not in
in,
trouble.
gonna
I'm
be
not in
so
trouble.
pissed.
no, dude, she's gonna laugh. She's gonna laugh because every time she comes in, dude, I'm always
can't.
messing with her.
I can't.
Like, this is my mom, Amy.
Uh-huh.
You know, and they're like, she always like, you son of a
That's
bitch.
so funny. That is really funny.
She's cool.
Okay. Well,
Maybe we get to meet.
hopefully
Amy
you
one
get
day.
the joke,
Yeah.
Amy.
Yes, love you, Amy.
Seriously. Right.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. If you made it this far, please follow and subscribe to the podcast. It was the Film Garage 208 podcast, by the way. I didn't do an intro or anything. We were chatty Cathy's.
Yeah, we
this
just went right into
morning.
it.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks.
Love you. Bye.